Ladies and gentlemen, one more time. The EM50, and last I left off, I went ahead and finished up the weathering on the urban assault vehicle. I took pigment powder and basically just weathered the bottom and the tires on the vehicle. I didn't want it clean and shiny like you see it in the first movie. I wanted it more close to the end where it's in combat. I think it gives it a little more dull look and a little more character once it's got a little weathering on it. Very fun. And yes, I do build models for myself. And this one will go into the shed because it's just pretty darn slick. And this is one thing about modeling that I really enjoy. Like for example, this is a Hess training van, and a very simple modification and a repaint, and changed it into a totally different vehicle. And that's what I really enjoy about modeling, like taking a a kit and repainting it a different way and making a totally different vehicle just by painting it or something of that nature, or very little modification. I think that is the true essence of model building. But anyway, I think it turned out pretty darn slick. I did leave the Hess license plates on there just to, it does have lineage to the Hess van there. So anyway, the EM50 is done, and I'm going to get this off the workbench, and we will take it to the shed, and we'll probably even talk about it again once we do another shed update. So EM50 is finished. Up next, we're going to do the Reliant B. This is basically going to be a rebuild of a build, and I got a couple disclaimers. I do rebuilds for people, but sometimes, let's just say a glued part is on here that I can't, if I can't break it off and realign it, may have to leave it. Say there might be a gap that's too hard to fix, or there might be a glue stain, a fingerprint or something. I'll try to sand what I can, but if it's going to run into the detail and everything, I'm just going to leave it. There's just some things that I'll just have to work around. But anyway, we got to put new lights in here, and I had to break it apart. And if I can get it back apart again. At one time, it had Christmas lights, and I used to go that route too. But LEDs is what we're going to prescribe for it. We'll get that accomplished on there and start lighting it pretty darn slick. But one thing I got to do is mask off the clear parts, and we'll do some more light blocking and stripping paint. I know a lot of people, you need to strip the paint off this, and there is a way you can do it called Purple Power. You can get Purple Power, you can get another brand called Simple Green, and you can get this at not a hardware store, automotive store, or even Walmart. They do carry it. You can get the bigger jug if you need to. All you got to do is take Purple Power, pour it in a plastic tub, put this in the tub, basically let it sit for a day, pull it out, and you can take a toothbrush, brush, soft brush, and you can scrub off all the paint. I only have really one little complaint with like Purple Power, and that's scrubbing a lot of paint. Is it'll get gooped up in like edges, and you got to take a little toothpick. It's not a stripping paint's not one of them where you just automatically dip it in, pull it out, wipe it off, and it's done. You kind of have to really scrub and work at it. At least I do anyway. But I'm not going to do it with this one, and I'll tell you why. This is actually, there's not really a whole lot of paint on here to speak of. It's pretty smooth. So what I do is take basically 220 sandpaper, sanding stick, and we just sand all the rough edges off, even on the decals, get them smoothed down, and then we're going to put primer over the entire model, which will help with light blocking, and it'll be a smooth finish to repaint the model. So that'll be easy to do, and don't have to really worry about stripping it and everything. And I think we'll be good to go on the Reliant B. So anyway, that's where I am on that. I did. So there is some windows that are already drilled. I'm going to leave those. I did drill out a couple more on the edge. I'll probably drill out a few more on the side here, and then I'm going to pretty much leave it alone after that, because we're not going to have a whole lot of lights, and it's just basically going to you'll be able to see it, the windows lit, and the work core there, and of course the impulse engines. Try to keep it simple, and that's the way we like to do things. And of course we'll put it on stand and all that. Once we repaint, and I already did print most of them out. I got to print out some more if I find the fancy sheet here. We'll do some Aztec decals, which is just easier to do than to paint. But anyway, that's what I got going on today. We finished up the EM50. I need to clean off the workbench so I can get a little more line here to start working on the Reliant B. So anyway, we're gonna try to I'm gonna rip all the lights out and then get everything masked off, and we'll get it primered up and ready to rock and roll. But anyway, that's what I got going on today. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.